This episode is brought to you by Only the Real Entertainment and Media Den Productions.
To Livingston, to Jordan. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! With 0.6 of a second remaining.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Episode 76. I'm Rilla. We got Cam.
Yo.
That's the sound of a man who is excited for hoops.
Facts.
Luka is looking quite well, so he's cheesing on the other side.
Facts.
But let's jump right into the sideline story of the day. On October 16th, 1968, yes, we're going back, the Milwaukee Bucks played their first game ever. Since it was in the expansion era, the Bucks were a fresh team representing Milwaukee that will go on to become a permanent franchise to this day for the Deontay Wilder. The game was, of course, against the none other than Chicago Bulls. And even though they did lose by 5 points, 89-84, Legacy, of course, would continue to elevate and thrive, bringing in 2 championships, one in 71 and, of course, 2021 with Giannis and those guys, and 3 conference titles in 71, 74, and, of course, 2021, since they, of course, won the chip. While also developing, some all-timers that you guys are probably familiar with. We're going to start with, of course, Lou Alcindor, which you guys know is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Oscar Robertson, the first triple-double for a season. Ray Allen, outside of Steph Curry, the greatest shooter at his time for his generation. And, of course, the current playing Giannis Antetokounmpo. And, of course, a whole slew of others. You got your Michael Reds of the world. You got your Glenn Robinsons of the world, etc. But the Bucks are a vaunted franchise, and we just wanted to celebrate them. Now let's start the show.
What's good with you, my boy?
I'm vibing, man.
Ready to get in some topics?
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I needed this episode just like they needed it, so I'm ready, bro.
For sure. Let's get into hoop hoopla. We'll start off with your GOAT once again, like last episode.
Yes, sir.
People Magazine had an interview with him, and he said something really particular to his accountant. He said that he warns his accountant about stealing his bread, and if he steals his bread, then it's not gonna look good for him. As a matter of fact, the direct quote is, "The first thing I told him when he wanted to manage my money was, if you steal my money, bro, or if I'm broke, bro, I'm letting you know, bro, it ain't gonna be good for you." So my thing is, LeBron has some crash out in him. Oh, your GOAT over here crashing out.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. Hey, bro, sometimes you got to pop out and let niggas know. Like, hey, I ain't nothing to play with, man. This bread we talking about, I'm from the trenches of Ohio. I don't know how much the audience has traveled, but last year I ended up going to Akron, Ohio, and Cleveland. I got my elder brother who stays in Ohio, in Columbus, so we drove about 2 hours out. I went to St. Vincent St. Mary's, and Akron is different. It is everywhere got a hood, right? But there is just, it felt, I'm not disrespecting Ohio, it low-key felt like there was nothing to do. It felt bland. And when there's nothing to do, if you know anything about social studies, statistics, etc., when there's nothing to do, niggas will find something to do. It might not be legal, but they'll find something to do. St. Vincent St. Mary, I could put that thing in my pocket. So Braun is from that, man. Braun is from that. You, as a man, bro, don't matter if you a civilian, a tax-paying 9-to-5er like me, as a man, you gotta have some type of fear that you gotta put into a heart. And I'm just a 6'2" guy, a 6'2" Asian guy. If a 6'9", 260-pound human being who could run like a deer say that to me, yeah, I might be a little scared. I ain't gonna lie. And especially if you said it in Ohio, don't know the gun laws there, I can't up file on you without going to jail for the rest of my life. So it's gonna be tough. Yeah, it's gonna be tough for that accountant, but so far, so good. I think he scared him before he was able to obtain the black trucks. I believe he had the black suits. Yeah. Before he had the black trucks, he had the black suits. I don't know what they had inside of the coat, but I think he had the black suits behind him, and that was enough to let the accountant know to, vibe up.
Let's get into preseason. Apparently, all NBA teams have at least one back-to-back in the preseason. I'm just now realizing this the other day.
Oh, my God, really?
Yeah, when I checked the Lakers' schedule for the preseason, I saw that there was a back-to-back, one against Phoenix and then the next against Dallas, which is tonight. We're recording on the 15th. And they're playing Dallas today. They played Phoenix yesterday. And so that really caught my eye. And I was just like, back-to-backs in preseason? That's crazy. And then a clip of Joe Mazzulla saying he hates preseason and would rather practice every day up until, the regular season popped up, which, a lot of people have been agreeing with him. Some, maybe. What about you? Do you agree with him? And why does that even exist? Like, why does back-to-backs in preseason even exist in the first place?
I don't know. Maybe it's to give the other guys who don't have a guaranteed spot a feel for what it's like to be in the league. If you're a role player, you have to be ready at all times. And a lot of those guys that are coming off the bench, that's your 10th man on down. Maybe it's conditioning. Maybe it's to obtain more film on if they're going to move forward with said player. But I've never heard a back-to-back in a preseason. I don't think that's very healthy for players who are being asked to play 82 games. From guys that are coming from AAU, so they have already very advanced training age bodies. You're looking at somebody like Ace Bailey dealing with tendonitis at 18 years old. You can imagine how much basketball he's already played. So I don't think it's a good idea. I'll be honest. I think I would have to agree with Joe Mazzulla for sure.
Yeah, that's I don't know. That's weird. And matter of fact, speaking of the Celtics, right? I don't know if you've seen this, but they held a coaches versus media scrimmage. Oh my God. You didn't see that?
No, bro. I'm about to see what's happening with it right now. What you mean?
Yeah, man. There's a clip online that shows that the Celtics coaches played the Celtics media, wiped them boys' nose 57-4.
First of all, do they understand that Joe Mazzulla played college ball?
Hey, man. A lot of those dudes have played ball before. And then you got some people that never play ball at all, but they just know how to write a good story. You think more stuff like that need to keep, that needs to be a thing in the league? More of that needs to happen so that, you can keep things in perspective?
I think you should do that for every team, every preseason, for fun and for perspective. I want y'all to keep in mind, I was nowhere near going pro at all. At all. I think I'm okay at best at hoop. Around, I want to say, when did Kevin Durant go to Golden State? 2016. Around 2016, there was this gentleman, I forgot his last name, but his first name was Renee. He came to what's now, it used to be 24-Hour Fitness, I believe. Now it's Amp Fitness off of Pines. Bruh, he played overseas. He even had a preseason game against OKC, and he showed us film of him guarding Russ, of him scoring a few times. I think he had 16 that game. This is an overseas player, nowhere near the league. he missed maybe a total of 2 times the entire time he was in the gym. He missed a total of 2 times the entire time I was there for about 3 hours. He missed a total of 2 times the entire time we was in the gym. And that is an overseas professional. So you look at some of these guys who are D1, can you imagine if Dallas lines it up with the media and somebody has to guard Sham God? Can you imagine somebody having to guard Jared Dudley? Can you imagine somebody having to guard any assistant coach who's had some... Man, I'm even thinking Darvin Ham could give folks 60. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing, bro? I want y'all to understand this is the 0.01%. This is 450 players. And we're going into probably a top 1,000. Do we want to go top 10,000? It's 400 million people in the USA. So I want people to do simple math. It's going to be bad. I think they should do it for every single team. Every single team, all the coaching staff, don't matter how old you are, get some burn in with the media and beat them by 50 plus points. Yeah, just to let them know what's going on.
Keeping it in preseason, I've been noticing something too.
What's that?
What's up with all these athletic white boys nowadays? Like, what's? I've been watching this kid, Johnny Furphy.
Boy, he got the bunnies.
Man, what? Man, what's up with all these athletic white boys nowadays, man? You got Mac McClung.
Yeah.
You got Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
Johnny Furphy.
Yeah.
Shoot, Dalton Connect can get up there, to be honest.
He can. Yeah, he can.
What,
he can.
Bruh? Please tell me your take on that. Because I have no idea where they came from.
Can I be honest?
Man, be honest.
It was only a matter of time before evolution, bro. You know, there was always the nice white guy in every neighborhood. They would just call him either white chocolate or white whatever. And he was super nice. He knew how to play, or he knew how to shoot the lights out, or he had a handle but couldn't shoot. Anyway, he had game. Anybody white. It was only a matter of time. You look at Jason Williams and what he did. You look at the professor with the handle, and they're competing with the black guys. And you fast forward, evolution, some of them might have, got with a mixed shorty who got, you know what I'm saying, this in her jeans. You don't know. And, man, some of these, you look at the lineage of some of these folks, man, they mama a track star, their daddy was D3, and they coming in and they're jumping out of the gym, and did that dunk by Johnny was crazy. And then he had one in Summer League that went viral with bro looking crazy, like he just left a Combs party. But that's neither here nor there. I like it. I don't know what's going on. I just think it's evolution. I think the mixed babies are mixing. And they're probably going to kill me for this, right? Because last episode, we talked about the baddies and the lineage of those people. You know, maybe white mom's a little bit different. I don't know. I ain't grow up with no white mom. Maybe they handling things a little bit different. You know, I don't know. But I like it. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I want to see it get up. Man, I even see AR caught a mean poster. Yeah, I see AR catch a poster. And I'm like, This where we are. Okay. All right. We're here. All right. Let's just roll. That's just where I'm at right now with it. I like it. And I'm excited for him to get some minutes. Man, I can't wait for Tyrese to come back and throw him a couple lobs. That's going to be fun. Yeah, that's going to be fun. But yeah, bro, whatever y'all doing, the white community for the hoops, keep doing it. Keep procreating, because I'm going to keep watching.
Yeah, it's actually crazy to see. I actually need to see that in person, because that junk is wild. Let's transition over to Miami Heat, though, man. We got to talk about your Heat. Why did you look like that? Why you gotta look like that for?
Because we don't have a win in the preseason.
You don't gotta look like that when I bring up the Heat. Why do you have to make that face?
Because we ass.
Oh my God,
and I gotta be in the vicinity of the assness of the Heat because I work near the Heat arena. So the assness be rubbing off on me. No fiddler. It be rubbing off, and I don't like it. But we gotta talk about it. I'm a podcaster. What's up, man?
At least this has nothing to do with the team in preseason. How about that?
All right, cool.
We all know that Asia just won her, 4th WNBA title?
Go, by the way.
Right? Cleaned up the awards in the season.
Yeah.
Going crazy.
Yeah.
We saw Bam there.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I saw something on Twitter, and I don't know if this is like really real, right? Because I saw the game, but I didn't hear this part of the game. But I saw a tweet that said that when the Heat played the Atlanta Hawks the other day in preseason, the Hawks fans were calling Bam Asia's husband and saying, your wife is better, right? They're chanting that in the section as Bam is shooting his free throws. I didn't hear that. But seeing that tweet, I ain't gonna lie, boy. I ain't gonna lie, boy. It's kind of hilarious, man. You gotta let me know what you think about that, because that's kind of nuts. We was just talking about Asia taking Bam's basketball soul, and now you got this. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know.
You know, a lot of basketball is physical. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if I've ever told this story on the pod, but I've walked by Bam Adebayo. I'm 6'2". I was on the lower end of his torso at 6'2". That is a massive human being. At 6'9", 6'10", whatever you want to get, it's a massive human being. I want to be angry because I'm a Heat fan, but I feel like Kevin Gates. I don't condone that, big bro, but I understand why you're doing it. Yeah, you got to get in his head. We losing. And then the front court mate, Khalil Ware, has been our best player, quiet as kept. We haven't won a game. She goes and wins the championship, and the game after, you get hurt. And it was your knee. You probably was knee deep. Anyway, I'm not going to get in too deep into it. I like it. I'm sorry. I would do it too. If I was the opposition, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I would do it too. Yeah, I would do it too. You ever seen an Anthony Edwards movie where he talking crazy to, yeah, that would be me. That would be me. Any edge I can get. I'm at the free throw line with, yo, Lil Asia. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Wilson. I'll do anything I can to get in your head. But yeah, I might wear some Asias to the game that I'm playing against you with, and then make you look down at the shoe and do subtle things like that. Yeah. But Asia's the GOAT, right? I want to keep that she is the GOAT. She's the greatest women's basketball player in WNBA history, and she doesn't have to retire for us to say it. She doesn't, she's the GOAT. So them saying that, I'm sorry, Bam. It's kind of, where are you now? You're top 25 player in the league? Top 20? She's been the best for, we want to say 5 years, 6 years. I'm just saying I would do it too. Sorry, I'm a Heat fan. To the day I die, unfortunately. But I would do it too. That's all I'm saying. I understand it.
Let's stay with the Miami Heat. Kind of, I guess. I mean, it definitely has something to do with the Miami Heat. I'll definitely say that. And this is something that you're going to have to explain to the audience. But recently, Shaq talked about where his weight was when he went to the Heat, right?
Mm-hmm.
You described Pat Riley running a pre-Ozempic camp.
Yes. Yes. Pre-Ozempic
I
camp.
need you to explain the lore behind Riley's infamous workout requirements, his pre-Ozempic camp. I need you to explain that. Who was a part of it? What happened during it? Like, just let us know the whole thing. I really want to know.
Listen, pre-Ozempic camp was created by one Pat Riley, right? There are actual NBA players who didn't want to play for us because they know that they will be getting on that pre-Ozempic. Yeah, it ain't going to be no shot to your little belly, to your arm, but you're going to get in here. He going to fight for your life. He going to fight for your life. So let me tell you, the guards, they have to have 6% body fat. The forwards have to have 7% body fat. And the bigs have to have 10% body fat. So Shaq came in and he won a chip at 415 pounds. To every big man that ever guarded Shaq throughout that era, I hope you have a very good relationship with your masseuse and your chiropractor, because that sounds painful. I hope you iced before and after. Because 415 at 7'2" is terrible. I don't understand how he was able to play 10 more seasons after that? His body should have been. But anyways, back to Pat. Pat had the pre-Ozempic camp. Pat Riley is infamous for these hard-ass practices, right? And the infamous cookie taken from LeBron. Pre-Ozempic. The infamous, they would go into people's cribs and clear out the infamous pre-Ozempic camp. You gonna practice, buddy. You gonna practice hard. You got Eddie Curry, who came in and he was dealing with weight issues. Yeah, he spent like 1 season and a half. His face slimmed up. He was cheesing on he barely played, but he was cheesing up the store, all stuff, getting right, chiseled, all of that. You look at Hassan Whiteside, who dealt with weight issues. He came in looking like Kratos when he got right with us, bro. Pat was running a pre-Ozempic camp, man, and it was, dare I say, scaring some people away. That's all I'm saying. A pre-Ozempic camp is what I call it. It's the Miami Heat. We got standards. And did you guys know that there would be fines if you came in out of shape? Yeah, you ain't gonna be a little Zion. You couldn't be a little Zion. There were fines. They would take your money away if you weren't in shape, pal. Pre-Ozempic camp. Pat Riley. It should have gave you part of the, you know what I'm saying? It should have gave you part of the patent of Ozempic Pat, because you created the pre-Ozempic camp. You had it. But now we're about to be buns. But you had it at one point in time. Just wanted the crowd to know.
Clearly, Pat Riley needs to open up his own gym, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get into Prime for Prime, man. We got our segment Prime for Prime. We got 2 dynamic scores. You ready for this one?
What's up?
Steve Francis versus Stephon Marbury.
Oh.
Now, I got their career stats right in front of me. Okay?
Read it off. Yeah, go ahead.
Stephon Marbury played 13 seasons to Steve Francis's 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in those 13 seasons, been to the playoffs 5 times versus Steve going 1. But Steve is a 3-time All-Star. Stephon Marbury is a 2-time All-Star. All right. Now, Steve Francis got Rookie of the Year, but Stephon Marbury. Why can I say his name? It's
because
such
you're
a
getting
tongue
confused with Stephen. probably why.
It's just more so like Stephon Marbury. Like, it's just, I don't know, man.
You could just say
Stephon
Starberry.
Marbury has 2 All-NBA selections. So
Okay.
we're already looking at like a tug of war when it comes down to these accolades, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But let's get to the on-court performances. Right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Francis averaged 18 points a game for his career. Stephon Marbury, 19. It's like a little bit of points over. So 18.1 versus 19.3. So I'm going to just round to the nearest whole number.
All right.
Right? Okay, boom. So we got 18, 19. So a point difference. Steve Francis with rebounds, 5.5. I'll say the point. 5.6 rebounds. So I'll say 6 rebounds to Stephon Marbury's 3. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Assist, Steve Francis, 6 assists a game for his career.
Okay. All right.
Stephon Marbury, 7.6. So I'll say 8, but 7.6.
Okay.
Right? Steals, 1.5 for Steve Francis. Stephon Marbury, 1.2. So
Basically
there a little bit. Blocks aren't that really high. I'm not really worried about the blocks or whatever.
Yeah, they're guards. They're point guards.
But you know what I mean? But just looking from the career stats, I mean,
Damn.
from a shooting standpoint, Steve Francis shot better than Stephon Marbury with
Really?
those stats. Yeah. So he shot better. Now, Stephon Marbury, actually, as a matter of fact, no. Steve Francis led in the percentage of shots for all those points. So free throws, 3-point, and just field goal in general, he leads. So, like, what do you think about that?
And this is peak for peak, or this is overall career?
This is overall career. So
Are
think
we
about
factoring
so
in
now,
that,
and now I say overall career because think about it. Steve Francis with the injuries, his peak wasn't that high. It was not that long lived.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
Stephon Marbury, his peak was kind of like not that long lived too, but they around the same time, even though Stephon is older,
Yeah.
right? Their peaks was kind of around the same time frame.
Yeah. If we're talking overall career, I have to factor the fact that Starberry is literally Jordan overseas.
Now keep in mind when I say the career again. If we talking about dudes that was in the league for 15 plus years, had like and was really like pretty consistent throughout their career as far as showing up on to games, like not really riddled with injuries or certain things, and their peak was longer, then I would definitely pull up those stats for their peak. But since these specific players and their peaks wasn't that long lived, their career stats kind of describe their peaks.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
I think I would have to go Stephon Marbury, even with peaks or career-wise, from the standpoint of, people still in their feelings about him leaving Minnesota and KG because they literally thought that they could win a ring together. He was that talented. And you think of the New Jersey portion of Starberry, he was a beast there as well. It wasn't until maybe his Knicks tenure he started to diminish. So, his peak lasted a tad bit longer than Steve Francis. Steve Francis was a dog, but he was a gunner. He was a gunner. He was out to get a bucket first and pass second, which I think, Starberry was able to have more of a balance towards being a dual threat with scoring and assisting. So I'll probably go Stephon Marbury, but that's super close. I think that's even closer than last week's Vlade Divac and Joakim Noah peak for peak that we did. That was tough. I needed to hear the full gist of it and really think back. But he had the shoes, Starberry. He had NBA ballers. He was the cover of that. He's Jordan overseas. He averaged, I believe, more points. If not, he did average more points and more assists. I think it's Starberry.
Okay. So Stephon Marbury over Steve Francis. That's your pick?
That's my pick. And we're gonna get into whatever in the comments, but I think Stephon Marbury had a bit better career than Steve Francis.
All right. Say less. Before you end it off, we need to hear from you, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into real talk, man.
Hey, man. First of all, what I wanted to talk about during Real Talk, the league, y'all are listening. I saw a segment today, Tim Legler, Coach's Corner, with Doc Rivers. Cover your ears right now because I have to actually do this. Thank you. People want to hear ball. People want to turn on ESPN and watch people actually discussing the game. We're tired of hearing, how does this affect KD's legacy? Or is LeBron and Jordan the GOAT? What would happen if you pair this player with this player? Is this player washed because they had one bad game? And covering the same four teams, no matter how bad or good they're doing. No, we're tired of that. We want hoops. We want to watch it. We want to learn it. We want to consume it. We want to talk about what's actually going on the court. This discourse that y'all talking about, it's slowly dying out. And dare I say, it is possibly due to the fact that they're listening, and also due to the fact that the hot take person that y'all did and built y'all careers off of, Mr. Ramon James from Akron, I don't even got to say his first name, he's out the door soon. So y'all going, y'all going to have to pack it up because we want to see and hear actual basketball. I'm watching Doc Rivers, who if you are a avid listener of the show, I'm not the highest on, but they discussed a multiple action basketball play featuring AJ Green and dissecting actual basketball and what they're seeing. They slowed it down. They discussed it 1v1. I'm excited to see other coaches around the league. I'm not going to lie. To get the youth to actually have to watch and learn basketball. 2K is not enough. Your AAU teams is not enough as well. We want you to actually know the game. And hopefully you can take what you've learned from the game and apply it to 2K if you're nice enough. And apply it to your AAU if you're nice enough. Not, is Bron the GOAT? Not, how does this affect his legacy? Not you pairing these two superstars who will never play with each other's just to try to get through a segment because you don't have enough basketball knowledge to talk about what's actually going on the court. No. We want you to be held liable for what you're spewing. And if you're getting paid millions of dollars, please watch the actual basketball game and don't just spew something that you saw on Twitter as you were scrolling while looking down instead of paying attention to the game that you're getting paid millions of dollars to cover. Please. Stephen A., we get it. You playing some solitaire. But we want you to actually talk about the game. No personal vendettas with LeBron. You know enough of the game to actually talk about the game. You should do that. Charles Barkley, you're a Hall of Famer. You know the game. You should do that. Shaq, you're a 4-time champion. Stop hating on the young ones and actually dissect the game. Kenny, you're safe. You do it sometimes, but you actually go to the board and actually show the actual game. The rest of y'all got to fall in line. Cover actual basketball. That's all we want. No more legacy talks. No more pairing two superstars who will never play with each other, especially under the new CBA. Stop the shit. Let's talk about basketball. And that's all I got for y'all. This is episode 76. Y'all go ahead and follow me at Young Rilla at all socials. Y'all follow Media Den. And we out. This is another one for the books.
Yo.